It likes you. I want to repeat the title because I know some people will ignore it. It likes you. It really does. It likes everyone. I know it for myself now. I know Redditors think they are invincible. You all think these stories are made up and nothing will ever happen to you. I used to be like you. But neither of us can ever be the same again. You chose to read this, and I warned you. It likes you. For me, it started when I read a no-sleep entry that was submitted almost a year ago. I've been reading stories for hours. Some were good, some were bad. It was a pretty typical Wednesday. Then in my searching, I came across this weird entry called Read Me. At first, I thought it was such obvious clickbait, but hey, there was nothing better to do, so I clicked it. I feel hesitant to post the link here because I don't want anything bad to happen to any of you. But that's why I put the warning. It likes you. Honestly, if you've already read this far, it's too late anyway. I can imagine why, but all it said was it likes you, it likes everyone. I honestly thought the story was really stupid. It looked like it took no effort at all. The cliche was so played out. I was gonna write a snarky comment, but even that seemed like a waste of my time. I downvoted it and move on. I only remember this post because of what happened this past few days. I was actually browsing No Sleep again when it started. First, I felt the hairs on my neck stand up. It was like someone breathing on me. Any chance you're feeling that now? I scratched my neck, but nothing seemed to get rid of it. My room was dark, and there were no sounds except the hum of my laptop. I remember that the window was open and got up to close it. When I got out of bed, I felt the same odd breath on my ankles. It was as if something was under the bed, breathing on me. I thought to myself that I'd been reading too many scary stories. Have you ever thought that? I closed the window and turned the light on. My room was normal, but even after closing the window, I still felt the weird wind on my neck and ankles. I thought I must have just been freaked out by all the horror I was reading, so I figured I'd switch gears and watch some movies. I turned Netflix on and picked something lighthearted. The movie had barely started when I started hearing weird sounds. I paused the movie and the noises ended. I played the movie again and then the noises started again. I thought it must be Netflix having some weird playback problems. I refreshed my browser. Then the noises started coming from my apartment. Do you hear anything weird in your home? It was odd. It sounded like hot water bubbling against metal. I turned on the light in the hallway. The noises continued. I checked everywhere in my apartment, but I couldn't find the source of the noise. I figured I'd keep all the lights on since I was getting freaked out. I even checked the lock on my door. Everything was fine. The noises never stopped. I tried sleeping, but the sounds kept me awake. The night drifted along, and I just stared at the ceiling. Maybe it was my neighbors, or maybe something was off with the pipes. Have you found the source of the noises yet? I got up around 4 a.m. and decided to head to work. I'd be 3 hours early, but at least I'd escape the noises. Once I left my apartment, the noises finally stopped. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. I got in my car, drove to my job, and sat at my desk. I was exhausted, but at least I wasn't going crazy. But then my eyes got kind of blurry, specifically near the bottom of my vision. It made the world look like everything had a thick layer of steam rising from it. I rubbed my eyes, but it kept happening. My coworkers started coming in, impressed at my early arrival. I couldn't do any work because of my eyesight. How are your eyes? I figured I might as well tell my boss I needed to go to the doctor. Right before I entered my boss's office, the noises started again, only now they were louder. My ears filled with the sound of boiling water. My head ached with the combination of my vision and my hearing. I managed to mumble something to my boss about the ER. I don't know how I drove to the hospital. Everything was overwhelming, the sounds and the steam and the breath on my neck. I stumbled into the hospital and tried to explain my symptoms, but my throat felt like it was closing up. It felt like I just swallowed burning hot coffee. Does your throat hurt? I think I passed out. I woke up in a hospital bed. A doctor was speaking to me, but I couldn't hear him. The noises were too loud. He was switching an IV bag. I tried to talk, but nothing came out. The doctor shook his head and left. It must have been nighttime because everything was dark except for the lights on the machines. In addition to the noises, the blurry vision, and my throat, my body felt on fire. I must have had a fever. It felt like I'd been dunked in a boiling hot bath. Is it hot where you are? A different doctor entered. His white lab coat was buttoned tight against his frame. He came to my bedside. Come, stand up. You need to move to get better. Slowly I got out of bed, leaning against the doctor. He propped me up and I could stand despite my horrific symptoms. It likes you, you know, he said softly. I must have heard him wrong. What are you talking about? My voice was a cold echo. I'm talking about it. He smiled a little. It just wants to make friends. I backed up a little. The doctor stepped forward. You have to write what happened to you. If you write about it, it gets to meet more people. It likes people. Who the fuck are you? You have to write about it. If you don't, it will go inside you, ruin you, make you crazy. His laughter was maniacal. It's in me. They call me crazy because I hear water boiling, but it's boiling everywhere. It's boiling in you. He grinned. It will leave you alone if you share its story. It likes you. It doesn't want to hurt you. I heard loud banging from outside my room. Kevin, unlock this door. My jaw was shaking. The doctor sighed. Just write about it and the symptoms will stop. I can't write about it. I'm stuck here. Don't get stuck. He turned his back to me, and I saw a huge red stain on the back of his coat, along with a small hole. He slid the coat off, and it fell to the floor. He had no injuries I could see. The door burst open, and a flutter of police activity followed. It turns out Kevin was from the psych ward. He had stabbed my doctor in the back and taken his coat. He told the police that it had told him to do it. He had no choice. It all sounded like insanity, but I couldn't live with these symptoms. The moment I was alone, I pulled out my phone and started writing this. Are you feeling any of these symptoms? I don't know when they start, but I guess it likes you. It likes everyone. If you read this, you better spread the word. It likes people. It needs to be friends. And now, finally, the boiling sounds are gone.